What's up, guys? Welcome to This Week in the NFL, Week 12. It is our Week 12 preview. We have another great week in the league, officially about to be 3/4 of the way through the season.
Yep.
And this week, just like we did last week, we have 3 games different. I have Buffalo, you have Denver, and then I have San Francisco, you have Green Bay, and I have Philadelphia, and you have Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, honestly, besides the Buffalo-Denver game, I really am pretty split on those other two.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. And even with the Denver-Buffalo game, if that Denver team from last week comes out and plays, barring they don't choke that whole game away.
I mean, yeah, they might still lose.
Yeah. I mean, I still think Buffalo can get that one done, but, I mean, the other two games can definitely go either way.
Yeah, and I think we both actually chose those games as our game of the weeks. So, I mean,
yeah,
like those are just the best games. But the other games you got this week, there's a couple other good ones. Like, I'm interested to see how the Jaguars and Titans do because it's like both those teams are kind of in this middling space. So like, are they going to have a top 10 pick? Are they going to compete for a wild card?
I mean, like all 4 teams are within like 1 or 2 games of each other too.
And that's probably not like a loser's done, but it's probably pretty close to kind of death sentence.
Season's winding down, you got to win.
Yeah, I completely agree. And then obviously we have Carolina, New Orleans. It'll be interesting to see if the Panthers can come back from that. Like,
that was bad last week.
Yeah, both these teams lost to the Falcons in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know what's up with the Falcons.
Yeah,
they're about to beat the Buccaneers too. Too little, too late though.
Yeah.
But moving on to our first game of the week, we were just talking about it. My first one is Packers at 49ers. For my money, best game of the week. 9-1 versus 8-2. The winner will hold the number 1 seed currently, and they'll also have a very important tiebreaker for some seeding later in the playoffs, obviously, because they're both most likely going to win their divisions.
The Vikings, looking like that.
The Vikings and the Seahawks are both right behind them, but I think both these teams will be able to hold them off even after the 49ers lost to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a really good game. And what I'm interested to see, like obviously everyone's going to be talking about Aaron Rodgers versus 49ers defense, but I'm interested in the other side. I think the other side is what's going to, make or break this game.
Mm-hmm.
Can this Packers defense make Jimmy G look bad like he has at times?
Mm-hmm.
Can they force him into turnovers?
Yep.
Or are they going to let them, or are they going to get ran all over? Because that's kind of the way the 49ers offense goes, I feel like.
Yeah.
Where either they're running, they're clicking, Jimmy G's throwing 5-yard outs with, 7-yard powers up the middle, or in like jet sweeps and stuff, or it's like they are getting stuffed in the run, so Jimmy G's got to start throwing it, throw some picks, get sacked, like everything kind of. So we'll see how this Packers defense does because they've been super up and down this year.
Oh yeah, I think if they can derail the running game, they have a really good chance of stopping.
And they have they have the personnel to maybe do it. They have obviously Kenny Clark in the middle. They have the Smiths on the outside. Yeah. They have Blake Martinez, solid linebacker, good safety help from Darnell Savage.
Yeah.
Like this defense could do it, but as I said, they've just been inconsistent. And that might be because there's a lot of new players on it. It's a lot of young guys. Adrian Amos is new too.
Yeah.
So a lot of that defense is new. So I'll be really interested to see if they can shut down the 49ers.
Oh yeah, same. Kind of moving on to my first game of the week. I have the Patriots and the Cowboys. This is gonna be a huge test for the Cowboys. As right now they're 6-4. They're sitting on top of the NFC East. Obviously after the Eagles lost to the Patriots last week, and I think this is a really good chance for the Cowboys to show that they can actually compete and beat some good teams. The Patriots offense has looked kind of lackluster the last couple games.
Really lackluster, I would say.
But I think that if they can get Zeke going too, they need to get Zeke going. Last couple games he's kind of been a dud, and I feel like that usually spells disaster for the Cowboys. Thankfully, not thankfully, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but it didn't happen for them last week. Dak was able to throw their way to that win, but I think a lot of that's going to come down to that Patriot front seven and the Cowboys line and running back.
Yeah, and I will say Dak has impressed me this year.
No, he really has.
I mean, he's done it against a lot of not amazing competition. Like every game is still big for him. If he comes down, he does really good against the Patriots. I'll put some respect on his name, but he's been impressing me more this year than I thought he would. And it's. Like his how much he's gotten better as a passer has actually I've actually been pretty impressed.
And I feel like a lot of that you can credit to their new offensive coordinator Kellen Moore.
Yeah,
I think he's done a great job with that offense. I think they're the best offense in the league right now, if I'm not mistaken.
In 2 years, Kellen Moore's gonna be the guy that everyone wants as their head coach.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
So I mean, I think this will be a good chance for Dak to show that I can,
he
beat some good defenses.
Yeah, he's not the same second-year Dak that when Zeke got hurt just was screwed.
Yeah.
He's definitely better from there. I'm not sure if, I'm like sold on him as like the future, you know what I mean? Like a perennial contender quarterback.
Beat some teams
so far he's been looking really good this year. As I said, Patriots in Foxborough, huge test for Dak.
Oh, for sure.
But moving on to my other game of the week, we have Ravens at Rams, and we mentioned that the Vikings and the Seahawks have the wild card spots kind of locked up not locked up, but Seahawks are 8-2, Vikings are 8-3. That's pretty dang good for the wild card spots.
Yeah.
The Rams are sitting at 6-4, and they really could use this win. They're at home. They beat the Bears last week. Obviously good win, but the Bears aren't the Bears aren't the Ravens. The Bears haven't won 6 straight and have one of the most dynamic playmakers in the league.
Yeah.
So. They got to slow down the Ravens. The Ravens have to lose at some point. They've won 6 straight. Lamar, literally, he doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't turn the ball over. He doesn't fumble. They have to get him to do one of those things. They have to force some turnovers, get this offense some easy, because the Rams' offense has kind of stunk.
Yeah, no, it has. I feel like Jared Goff's even regressed.
Jared Goff's looked bad. Yeah, Jared Goff's looked bad. I was never sold on Jared Goff as this franchise quarterback.
I mean, last year I was like, maybe, he got that $100 million contract,
It's a lot.
They're seeing something I don't see, but,
that's just, and the whole Sean McVay genius thing is kind of like cooled down this year, too.
Oh, it
you know
definitely
what I mean?
has, yeah.
But I still do think he is great reason for Goff's success. And, it's almost like instead of saying Goff has to play better, McVay has to figure out what's happening. Why is it not working? What's not working this year that was working last year? Because this offense it looks very different.
Oh, yeah.
And Cooper Kupp's obviously amazing, but, he can be shut down.
The other week.
Yeah, you can shut down a slot wide receiver. It's not impossible,
Yeah.
So, and the Ravens have the corners to do it. They got Marlon Humphrey. They got Marcus Peters.
More than enough.
They have the corners to match up with this Rams receiver group. I think it'll be, can they get Todd Gurley going, and then just can they create easy opportunities for themselves? Because the Ravens. The Ravens are so tough to beat because they run the ball really well, they don't turn the ball over, and they play great defense. That's like a classic formula for winning in the NFL. And that is as classic as it gets. And until teams, maybe it's because teams don't really do it that much anymore, where NFL teams aren't ready for it. Maybe they don't have all the run stoppers they need, but the Rams have to do something, because not like a must-win game for them, but it's gonna be tough if they lose.
Oh, the NFC is already super competitive, so every game counts at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that D line's gonna come. They're really gonna have to show out to stop Lamar.
Yeah.
Because you can contain him, you can do whatever, and he'll find a way to. He'll either make the pass or he'll just break it. He's just a game breaker.
Yeah. You got to keep him in front of you, and
it's so hard to do.
It's way harder said than done. Yeah.
So Aaron Donald's gonna be huge in that one, but. Moving on to my next game, I have the Seahawks at the Eagles. The Seahawks are coming off a bye week after that really impressive win in San Francisco on Monday night 2 weeks ago. And then the Eagles are obviously going to be at home again after choking a 10-0 lead against the Patriots. Carson Wentz really didn't look that good, in my opinion. He looked really inaccurate at times. And I get that he's missing Alshon Jeffrey. But Nelson Aguilar has catch problems, too.
Yeah, the receivers are...
Yeah, they got to address that.
Yeah, that's such a classic thing to complain about, like the Eagles wide receivers. But if you you see clips on Twitter where they're running 5 wide and it's the all 22 and literally just all 5 dudes are blanketed. Not a single one creates any separation at all.
Yeah, so I think they need to address that in the offseason for sure. Miles Sanders only had 38 yards rushing, which doesn't help when your quarterback's throwing 50%.
Yeah, no, it does
not. And other than missing Alshon Jeffrey too, they're missing Nelson Aguilar now. After this week, Jason Peters has been out, so I don't really know. I think Carson Wentz got sacked 5 times last week, which is kind of crazy considering how good that O-line is.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And then the Seahawks coming into this game missing Tyler Lockett and Jason Myers, the kicker, and Jadeveon Clowney, which
Hopefully Tyler Lockett plays.
Yeah, no, hopefully Tyler Lockett plays. DK has been going off, though.
I need him for fantasy, though.
DK Metcalf's just been going crazy this year. Jadeveon, I feel like, hasn't made a huge impact since he's gotten to Seattle.
Jadeveon's, he dominated against the 49ers.
No, he did.
Yeah, he dominated the 49ers. Other than that, though, I do agree, especially beginning of the year, he was a little quiet.
So they're all listed as questionable. I think that Russell Wilson's just been on such a tear this season. I really don't see a way that they lose this game, to be honest with you.
And like, you always have to kind of go in the NFL, kind of like how I was saying with the Rams. It's almost similar with the Eagles, where they're playing a better team at home, but they need the win like so much more than the other team that you're almost like, you know, like kind of like the desperation sits in, and you're like, oh, like they might, you know what I mean? Because like this week when like the 49ers play the Cardinals or something, it's like, yeah, okay, like obviously the Cardinals could upset them, but it's like they don't really have like they don't come out with like this fire that like the Eagles are going to come out with. You know what I mean? The Eagles are sitting at 5-5. There's almost no way they make the wild card. They would have to win their division.
They would have to.
And if Dallas wins this week and they lose, you know, obviously it's a tough road back because they don't play each other till week 17, and by then it might be too late.
Yeah. So
the Eagles really need this win, you know, at home. But I mean, I guess you could have said they needed the win last week, and the Patriots still did it. So I have hope that the Eagles can pull it up, kind of the way they beat the Packers.
Yeah.
They beat the Packers on Thursday Night Football, and, you know, I thought the Packers would win that game. I thought the Packers were better, but the Eagles needed that win worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if that Eagles team continues to play the rest of the season, I don't see why they don't make the playoffs. But it's just getting that team to come out, you know, on a weekly basis.
Yeah, so we will definitely see about the Eagles this week. But moving on to our college game of the week. Got the jersey on. Big game on our campus. We got number 8 Penn State at number 2 Ohio State. You know, it might be the first game where I have to watch the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I have yet to have to watch a fourth quarter. Maybe for the spreads that I took, but there is none of these. Ohio State hasn't had a truly competitive game yet. Wisconsin hung around for the first quarter. Nebraska hung around for a little longer, and then other than that, everyone's kind of just got steamrolled.
Yeah.
But this is the only matchup between 2 ranked teams this week. So you know, we're starting to get Alabama's playing like Western
Carolina.
Yeah, it's like a purple logo I've never seen before. Like, come on, guys, really?
Yeah, I think pretty sure FCS. Yeah.
That is that's just take a bye week, Alabama.
Yeah.
But back then, you know. Penn State has played 4 of their last 5 games within 1-score games. They've been keeping it tough with teams even when they lost, but you know, Buckeyes haven't had a close game. They're 18-point favorites. I don't know if they'll win by that much. I
don't know, dude.
That's a pretty big spread for 2 top 10 teams.
I agree, but dude, I'm feeling good about this one, not just because I'm an Ohio State fan.
And like, my point is that Penn State's to win this game is going to have to expose a weakness in Ohio State. You know what I mean? Like a chink in the armor, because we haven't seen one.
Yeah.
The pass game, the run game, the O-line, the run D, the pass D, like everything. There's nothing where I've been like, oh, like that doesn't look that good.
No, I agree.
Every unit has been showing out. So
I agree.
I don't know which one Penn State's, you know, going to be able to take advantage of. I have to think maybe it'll be the corners, you know, because man-to-man coverage, they got KJ Hamler, maybe they beat us deep.
Yeah.
But
I feel like
the corners are amazing.
Safety help over.
Yeah, and we have Jeff Okudah.
Yeah.
And the dude's going to be a top 10, top 15 pick. So I think it's going to be, it's going to be a great game. Ohio State averages 50 points and gives up less than 10 points.
Yeah, we have the best scoring offense and the best scoring defense.
We're like 11 games in. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
I mean, even whatever weakness they thought we had, even if it was on the D line, it's not there anymore because Chase Young back this week too.
That's what I was gonna say. Chase Young makes his return. They didn't need him for 2 games. He's back now.
Yeah, pretty much gave him a little vacation. You know?
Yeah. Some players watching this game on Buckeyes. You got Jeff Okudah, Malik Harrison, and then on offense, J.K. Dobbins. For Penn State, we got Yader Gross-Matos, KJ Hamler, and then Robert Windsor, their D tackle. So a lot of NFL talent. It's gonna be a great game. Only ranked matchup of the week.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Moving on to me, like he said, there was only one ranked matchup this week, so I decided to find something that was interesting for myself, which is I went with number 7 Utah against Arizona. While this isn't the most exciting game of the year, this holds big implications for Utah in trying to win their side of the conference. Oregon already locked up the Pac-12 North, so they're going to the Pac-12 championship. Utah obviously needs to win this game and next week to secure the Pac-12 South, or they got to win one of those two games, and USC loses to UCLA this week. Obviously, Oregon's already secured it, so I think that Utah, behind all their talent, like, at the beginning of the year, they were like,
Utah's
college football playoff picks.
At the beginning of the
year.
Yeah.
So they've kind of gotten back up into that. They're loaded with talent behind Utah's all-time leading rusher, Zach Moss, which I don't know. He'll definitely go to the draft. I'm not really sure where he'll be taken.
Yeah, he's not like...
he's not one of the... Yeah,
he's not like top flight.
Yeah. Maybe like a later round guy. And then they boast the best rushing defense in the country. They only allow 55.4 yards a game, which is ridiculous. And their secondary is actually pretty solid, too, with Julian Blackman and Jaylon Johnson, who could both end up in the first couple rounds.
Yeah, no, those are two good corners there. So, also, I was looking, they did lose to USC, which is why...
which is why USC needs to lose,
Yeah, but, I mean, as long as Utah and Oregon enter the Pac-12 championship as one-loss teams, the winner of that's going to have a very good shot at the college
for
playoff.
Sure.
A very good shot at the college football playoff.
Because, I mean, if Alabama doesn't end up making the SEC championship, which I don't think they will, I mean, why would you put a non-conference, even championship attending Alabama over a conference champion in the Pac-12? That's just kind of beyond me. But
yeah, and I mean, I thought both these teams were done at the beginning of the year.
No, I did too.
They both lost in like the first 3 weeks of the season. I was like, it's just a matter of time.
Pac-12's already done.
Yeah, but here they are. They've each won probably, 7 or 8 straight, Oregon and Utah, so that'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah.
But moving on to our total locks of the week, my first one is going to be Steelers -6.5 versus the Bengals. I mean, I'm just feeling good about this. I mean, they already beat the Bengals. I actually think it is at the Bengals though, so I mean that doesn't make that much of a difference to me. But Ryan Finley, I think, is just going to be completely eaten alive by the Steelers defense. I'm hoping, I don't know, like a pick six or something cool, maybe like a strip sack 6 by T.J. Watt or something. I don't know. Yeah. But I think Ryan Finley's not going to be able to put up with the Steelers defense. I think people are overreacting on how bad Mason Rudolph is. I think he was getting better every week up until that Browns game. He was playing pretty good. And then now he obviously threw 4 picks. Obviously, it's awful. And, there's the thing with Miles at the end of the game, so everyone hates him as a person now.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, he hasn't really done that much to justify it, yeah.
Yeah, fair or not. I mean, I'm not going to get into that. But
we're going to talk about
I'm just saying, I think people are acting like he's just this crap quarterback now, and that's just not true. He's better than Ryan Finley. Honestly, he might be better than, Kyle Allen. I mean, I think people are kind of overreacting because of one really bad game in primetime. Yeah. So I think they come out and they just roll the Bengals this week.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, and also they're going to beat the Browns next week, just so everyone knows. Just so everyone knows that already.
Moving on to one of my locks, I got the Lions -3.5 against the Redskins, and I know Matt Stafford's not playing, but...
In Jeff Driscoll, we trust.
Yeah, Jeff Driscoll looked pretty solid. I mean... solid enough against the Cowboys.
No,
I mean, they were in it up until the end. It was like 35-27 or 34-27, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what I said.
So that kind of gives me hope because the Redskins suck. It is in Washington, I think, but I mean, it really doesn't matter. That Redskins team is just so lost right now. Yeah. I really don't see how they can. The Lions are -3.5, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but
Dwayne is just getting destroyed out there.
He is. I really feel bad for him. But
his best play of the year got called back on a hold.
Right.
Tough for Dwayne.
Did you get your other pick?
Yeah, so my other pick is going to be... I actually feel really good about this one. We got Raiders -3 at the Jets. And the Raiders have been a surprising team this year. I didn't think they were going to be very good. No, I thought Derek Carr was really bad, and I thought that the defense was going to be worse. Mm-hmm. But they drafted some good players. Mm-hmm. They've looked good. The Max Crosby kid from Eastern Michigan took 4 sacks last week.
Mm-hmm. Darren Wallers came out of nowhere too. This season.
Yeah. He was the Hard Knocks kid that everyone thought was going to be sweet, but then he actually was pretty good.
Yeah, he actually was pretty sweet. Yeah.
So I mean, I just think the Raiders got this. The Jets are coming off a win against who? Washington.
Yeah.
So the Jets stink.
Which helps me with my Lions pick even more because the Jets blew them out. So
yeah, the Jets stink. The Raiders got this. Josh Jacobs going to run all over them, and I just think it's going to be easy money.
Yeah, Chucky's done a good job rebuilding them so far.
Yes.
My second pick, I have the Saints -9.5 against the Panthers. The Saints are at home. They blew out the Buccaneers last week. Mm-hmm. Panthers got blown out last week. I'm kind of thinking the same thing happens again this week. Kyle Allen looked really shaky for like the third week in a row. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of starting to go down on him, and I really just think the Saints are just too good for anybody to stop him really at this point. Yeah. After that hiccup.
No, yeah, that's completely fair. I was out on the Panthers from the beginning, and now that they're back to struggling, I'm just out on the Panthers.
Yeah.
But with that, guys, that's gonna be our show. Week 12 gonna be a good one. I've said it like 100 times, but 3/4 of the way through the season at the end of this week.
There's always something exciting.
Yeah, we're winding down. Big games this week.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week.